Here we have a pre-owned 2017 Toyota Highlander. This one comes in the SE trim level in Celestial Silver Metallic. We also get all-wheel drive here. Black leather interior. Powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And this one almost has 128,000 miles on it. So as we come to the front end here, we get our halogen headlamps, halogen fog lights, LED daytime running lights. The lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But I always like the SE trim levels in all the Toyotas. Just a really sporty look. Probably the best looking trim in pretty much all the models. Again, my opinion. 19-inch alloy wheels here. We get passive keyless entry on the front. Quick look at the luggage rack on this one. And we get one-touch up and down windows on the front and regular power windows on the back. Power door lock controls, rear window lock, power mirror controls. We get heated side mirrors and blind spot monitors on this 2017. Windshield de-icer, auto high beams. This toggles your auto stop, and then we get a power lift gate. Foot pedal parking brake, hood release, gas cap release, manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver seat with 2-way power lumbar support. And then we have our power thigh support as well. And a big thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Highlander today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. But the sides, this window here is where you put the sunshade, and I just think more manufacturers should be doing this because this is a lifesaver, particularly if you have infants and toddlers in the second row. But decent space back here. I'm 6'3" with longer legs. I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size. And headroom's actually very good. And then you can also adjust the seat back even more, and that is impressive. Rear AC controls are here. You do get a 120 volt, 2-prong plug in there, and then 2 USB-A ports down there. And there's your third row there, and you can see with the seat all the way back, you still have a decent amount of room back there to fit your kids. Bottle holders on either side there. And then AC vents are in the roof line there, and you can still hang a shirt or something on that hook. So there's a view of the front, and that's the sunroof shade. But let's make our way towards the back. And your child lock, lock, unlock there. There's your gas cap. And there's a look at the back end. There's your spare, exhaust. Now if you want to open the glass, hit that button there. You can have something hanging out the back. And then hit the button underneath the logo. And that's how you can open the lift gate itself. But there's a look at the space you get behind the third row. Well, it's commendable, I think, for the size of this vehicle, but then you can also fold that flat for even more space. And it's pretty easy to just pull that strap up, get it back into place. And your top tethers for the car seats are right there. And then your jack and whatnot is right underneath there. As we come back around, rear passenger seat. That's how we can get that going. Scoot the seat up to get out of that third row easier. Or hit this one, and that folds it flat. And you can have that additional storage to go towards the front. And the front passenger seat's power. We don't get the lumbar support, but still nice that we get the power for the seat back and seat bottom. Love this. Just all that storage you get there that's open, and then a lockable glove compartment with your owner's manuals right in there. As we come back around to the front, hood's a little heavy, but here's that 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. Gonna show you the turn signals real quick. And those are the ones in the side mirror. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So there's the horn sound there. Leather wrap steering wheels here. Let's go over to the screen here. Navigation systems here. Put your destinations in there. You can set up your home, work, whatever. And then in terms of audio, AM, FM, XM, you have a CD drive, Bluetooth audio. A few other options there as well. And then you can also pull up XM traffic and whatnot. Now your general settings here, you can change your language, units of measurement, time, all of that. And then that CD drive is right up there. Now there's a backup camera. You have the guidelines that show you where you're going, but they don't follow you as you turn the steering wheel. But it's a 2017, so still the picture's good for a backup camera, and I like the overall view that you get. Down here, dual zone automatic climate controls. You also have the rear temp as well, and I like that you can do the rear temp without having to kind of get out of here. So everything is right in front of you, all three zones, which is nice. Those are automatic as well. Hazards are here. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, adjusting your temperature, fan direction, and then the AC can be toggled on or off there. Now down here behind the shifter, you get a USB, I guess it's 3 USB-A inputs, and then an aux input, 12 volt. And then you have the DAC there. So that's just for the downhill control, snow mode. And then your traction control can be turned on or off. And then your center differential lock is there. I'm gonna show you all these ports if possible, but it's kind of hard to hold that up. So yeah, 3 USB-A ports. Now for the shifter, just hit the brake pull, reverse, neutral drive. Come over here, you can manually shift. And it'll show you what gear you're in that top part of the gauge cluster there. Heated seat controls are there, and then you can slide these back to expose the center console cubby space with the removable tray, and then a 12 volt in there. Sunglasses holders here, and then you can use that to kind of see everybody in the back. Garage door transmitter, and then you can tilt or slide the sunroof. So I'll show you that here now. So there's a one touch there, goes that far back, so not bad. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And then your vanity mirror right here. But back to the steering wheel itself and the stalks behind. Blinkers, high beams, you can flash there, fog light controls, auto headlamp controls. And then over here you have your intermittent wipers, one time off, intermittent low high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here. Your rear wiper is there. Push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. And then here we have our volume controls, track list, radio station presets, audio sources we can go through. And you can see as I scroll through. So the volume has a mind of its own, but Bluetooth controls are here. And then you have the lane departure, gap adjust for your adaptive or radar cruise that you get here. And then you can also decide to change that to standard cruise by holding that in. Then resume, set, cancel. And then this takes you to your messages. These 4 arrows and that back button go through your digital part of the gauge cluster here. So all of your different options. And then if you go to your settings, you can change things like the units, language, and then you can turn the power mode on or off. push button starts here. There's your clock there if you want to use that. You can change it just by pushing the button. But here's the key fob right here. So next, let's go ahead and take this 2017 Toyota Highlander SE with all-wheel drive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive here in the Highlander, naturally aspirated V6, gets up to speed pretty nicely. Just hearing a few odds and ends sounds from the vehicle itself. Now with most Toyotas, as they get miles on, the brake pedal just does not feel right. And I'm getting a little bit of that here. Still stops fine, just feeling just a tad bit of vibration in the pedal itself. But I have it in the power mode now, so it's wanting to rev a little hot. I will come out of this corner here and try to give it a pull if I have enough room to do so. All right, here we go. So I'm in a decent pull there, all-wheel drive. It got up there. So, I mean, for the acceleration of a naturally aspirated V6, not bad. Especially for something this heavy. We just have a tad bit of wind noise. But I think a lot of that has to do with these rain guards that are on here. But radar cruise, gonna test that out. Now it's not letting me get it, even though I have it set to 73, it's right at about 69, keeping that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And as I get closer, it'll start to brake. But the overall ride quality is good. The feel behind the steering wheel is really nice. And then again, just having things like the lane departure alert is pretty cool as well. I want to give one more thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Highlander today. And then if you're looking to find the best price on one of these used closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. Now I believe this vehicle is only, I think, under 20 grand. It's like 19,500 is what it's listed for now, which is a decent price, I think, for something that has the reliability track record that this has. Very easy to drive, especially with all-wheel drive is nice. And the overall looks are good as well. But even features like auto stop, the navigation system, the sunroof, the radar cruise control. For 2017, this was a relatively well-optioned vehicle for what was available in the segment. If you think about the Traverse that was out, the Explorer. For this one just to be an SE, it had a lot of features that you could barely get on the higher trims from a lot of other automakers. But for what you get, I think, especially with inflation, how vehicles were priced back in 2017, 2018 really can't compare to 2025. And I mean, it was a long time coming. Really, the world just took a minute to catch up to how much money was really being spent, and especially with just the advent of AI and social media and just a lot of other things. Things are a lot more expensive than they were, but it's not necessarily 100% due to hyperinflation or something like that. So even though this is $20,000, it's still, especially for a Highlander, I think has a lot of life still left in it. And just with how the vehicle shifts, how it gets up, not feeling anything out of the ordinary, it feels just like a new Highlander. So, well, I shouldn't say like a brand new Highlander, but how a new one was in 2017. Obviously, we don't have the 3.5s anymore, and it's just an all new, it's a different vehicle than the 18 was, than the 17, 18 was. The 25s are just different. But still, I think, again, a relatively reliable vehicle if you're in the market for something like this. And it's just easy to get behind the wheel of one of these. So, all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2017 Toyota Highlander SE with all-wheel drive.